Okay, Farmer Steve here with hopefully the last installment of the Plucky Little Snapper saga. But before I go into what we're going to do here, I have a confession to make. Last week, when I was shooting the videos that you just saw before this last one, we had a tragic accident, and it was the most rookie of rookie mistakes that I made. And what happened was, while I was, adjusting carburetor linkages and playing with the drive tensions and stuff like that, I started it up and it was in gear. And this thing took off, just like you're seeing now, into the garage. I leaped for it to try to do something to stop it. Thankfully, it went, well, the snowblower was here. It hit the snowblower, it piled everything up, and when I went to untangle it, this ladder fell on my head. Now, the other thing that happened was I banged myself up pretty good. There's a nice cut here, which is almost healed up, but I had blood running all down my face, all over my glasses. Was pretty bad. Looked a lot worse than what it was. I hit my rib right here on this mower deck and cracked it. Was pretty painful. It still is a little bit, and tore the knee out of my jeans, but mostly just hide and pride. But don't let this happen to you. Okay, what I'm chasing here is a problem with the governor. Now, this is the old engine and this is the governor. What happens as the engine spins and it reaches a certain speed, this spool rises up and it hits the governor arm, which causes this to open or close the throttle. That's the throttle. And if it gets too fast, it starts to close the throttle, and by this tension on with the spring, it keeps the engine running at no more than 3,600 RPM. Well, if that's not right, this engine is over revving. I can keep it with the throttle, I can keep it down, but it's too high. And the reason it's probably too high is because this engine, this was updated. This arm was updated since the original engine. You look at the difference between this arm and this arm. I put the original spring back on and that helped, but the geometry of this arm, it's going to change the angle, which is going to change the spring tension, and it is just not doing it right. So I'm going to change out this new arm on the new block with the old one, keep the old spring, and just for boots, I bought another clone carburetor. They're only like 20 bucks. This is running it okay. Hopefully this one will run it a little bit better. Like I said, these Tecumseh carbs are not adjustable. You get what you get. So for 20 bucks, I'll try another one. You can't have too many clone carbs, right? The OEM ones don't run it a lot better, and they're $100. So we'll give it a shot. We're also going to, I have a little cheap-ass device to measure the tachometer, or the RPMs. This hooks right onto the spark plug wire so I can see how fast it's running. And we'll make sure that it's charging up. So I'm going to measure the battery voltage, not running and running, and make sure that the magneto in here is charging the battery, and that should do it. All right, there goes nothing. Oh, that is so much better. Not perfect, but let it warm up. So if anything, that's a little low, but that's better than racing out of control. Let me play with it a little bit. I don't know if there's much I can do. I think it's gonna be fine though. 3120. That's what it wants to run at. I hope that's enough. But I'm gonna button everything back up and we'll take it for one last ride. Okay, all over but the crying. Have the official gear on for the season, and there may be a couple other small adjustments or readjustments. I know after I run it for a while I'm going to have to change the oil, that sort of thing. Might have to adjust the drivetrain tension, etc. But those are all minor. So until then, happy grass cutting.